Commence primary ignition.
For Thursday, November 19th, 2020, it's the Serenno Squadcast, the official podcast of the Serenno Squad.
Cables across the street with no help.
I don't have anything fun to put in front of the camera, so.
Yeah, for all you viewers. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. And today we have our usual squad. Uh-oh. I don't know what that started. Sneak peek.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
With a wrestler entrance.
I do not know how that started.
Yeah, brother!
Dang it. We lost the element of surprise. All right.
You want to start this again?
Yeah, we'll start it again. We'll start it again. Since you said that, just if
Keep
you
it
hadn't
going.
said that, I
Keep it
wouldn't.
going. Now, keep it going.
Keep it going.
Keep it going.
All right,
Yeah.
keep it going. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Well,
Keep it.
thank you for joining us today on the podcast. We have the
recording.
usual squad here, but we also have one other. Sorry.
Person?
We
Yes.
have Peter with us, and today we have him on because of his record-breaking, according to us in the Squadcast, views for his suit-up video for his 181st TIE Fighter pilot, I believe. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. So congratulations, buddy. I don't know how you did it. The ladies love you.
I do.
The guys love you.
I know how they do it.
Yep.
What they do is they watch it from the end and the beginning, so it just looks like he's undressing.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
Peter's the ladies' man of the squad.
Sure.
Everyone knows this.
It's the truth.
Not.
Yeah, so shucks. I really screwed this up, guys. I cannot see any of my.
Wow, our listeners know that we're even less professional than we pretend.
There we go.
Okay. Nobody's coming to a podcast for professionalism.
Downhill.
All right. Okay, cool. I'm where I need to be. So we got a little bit of Legion news this week. No. Oh my God. This is a disaster.
That is the 501st Legion.
Legion news. God, what a disaster. All right, guys.
Well, the
Let's
business is fit to
let's-
ignore.
try to pull it together and get through this.
Let's see how many times. It's a drinking game. How many times are you going to accidentally start that ball?
It gets played. What is going on? Dude, I
My
don't know how
rock
to
will not
stop.
be stopped.
It does not. Yeah, it wants to be played. I don't know what is going on, dude. It's freaking me out, man. All right. I really hope we can get through this.
Rock and roll.
Welcome. Yeah.
Anyways, guys, we've got a lot to go over and so little time. First off, we want to talk about some approval announcements. So let me get some of those ready for us.
I'm ready for the song.
Yeah, it's gonna come up in just like 2 seconds. I guarantee you.
The next time you click a button.
All right. So first off, we have TK51923 for the approval of their Stormtrooper, their TK kit.
Rogue One Stormtrooper, actually.
Oh, it is.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Excellent.
I'm squinting at the camera, so I'm sure that makes it a squinting at the screen.
So how can you tell just by looking?
Just glancing at this, it's hard to see mostly because it's small. But if you would look really close, one of the dead giveaways is the ab buttons, which you can barely see because there's a new member logo over top of it. And then if you zoom really far in, you can see special cover strips. They have a different type of cover strips on the Rogue One kits. And the cod piece is, not only is the cod piece not attached to the rest of the costume, it's actually free floating. There's a little strip down the center of the cod piece as well, and then on the side of the helmet, the stripes, which you can't really see here, you can sort of see it, but they're cut in. That's the biggest detail on the helmet, is that the stripes are cut in.
Right. I actually printed the the helmet, and the 3D print has it. It's kind of inlaid in there, so it's not just flat with stickers. So
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty
Are
cool.
the
And
eyes different?
were all those 3D printed?
I believe so. They've got the big industrial size
Yeah.
3D printers.
Cool.
Are the eyes different, or is it just the way the helmet's sitting?
They look squinty.
Mm-hmm.
That one looks a little squinty. I think it might be the angle. He's got his head kind of leaning forward.
He might
I
not
think-
be sure.
I know for the Rogue One helmets, the brow is lower and it's straight across, whereas most of the original trilogy TKs, the brow varied in height, and there's usually a little bit of a curve to it. It's usually not straight across like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of detail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
congratulations
Rogue
on
One
that, kid.
TK it looks the same, but it's completely different.
All right, next up we have SL19094 for what looks like another Revan
Yes.
costume.
Revan continues to be a popular one.
Yeah, I honestly have posted so many Revan approvals this year. I feel like Revan more than anyone I've posted like compared to last year. I feel like I only posted a couple, but this year I feel like I get one a month.
I wonder why it is. What's so popular about Revan?
Knights of the Republic. Everybody loves that game.
Yeah, it tends to come in and back in and out. It was on Xbox Game Pass for a while, and I feel like that kind of sparked it back into the cultural lexicon. But that's been a while.
It's been on sale a couple times recently too, where it was like $1.99 or something cheap like that.
Worth every penny.
Is it an easy build, or is it tough?
You
You
don't
generally buy it.
you don't that's one that you don't actually build, because the guy down in Florida, Wicked Armor, he sells the full kit, and from what I understand, it's pretty easy to get set up and get it all fitting, but the biggest problem is just actually apparently wearing is a huge pain.
Yeah, I know there's lots of, if you were to make it, it's not easy to make the soft parts because there's a lot of weird quilting pleating on the cape. The way it's done is weird and very easy to screw up.
Nice. Yeah, well,
I'm
it looks
sorry.
really good. Looks fantastic. But that is it as far as just in the last week. Still, that's pretty good to have two of them. So it's better than none. All right, and let me get rid of that.
Well, I'm just giving all kinds of secrets out today.
Yeah, I better close out all these windows. Let's see.
They're showing us the cliffs of Acto. What is that?
I
Yeah,
have no idea, but I'm not having I'm having a time navigating to
he's showing the cliffs of Nova.
I mean, it could be because you have a Mac.
Yeah, that's definitely it. What is going on, man? This is just killing me tonight, man.
Q song.
All right.
Well, we wouldn't be able to hear it because he has the screen share on.
Yeah, and I can't get out of this screen share. That's the problem.
Just hit escape a bunch of times. X
Yeah,
everything
nothing
out.
bad could happen.
There we go. Thank God.
Hey.
That was horrible. Yeah, Peter, sorry, man. Normally we really got it together.
Yeah, it's all cool.
Okay, Paul. Yes, whatever.
I didn't say a word.
No, you didn't. That's true. All right. Let me go back in here and share the sounds. Excellent. All right, cool. So we have some Bounty Hunter Guild news as well in the Legion, as you say, Evan. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so actually this news came from my wife, Heather. She is a Bo-Katan, which I'm sure we'll talk about later, but she got an email from the Bounty Hunter Guild, and they were basically like, hey, I guess some background on the Bounty Hunters Guild. Bounty Hunter Guild is one of the many detachments in the 501st Legion, and they have basically all the Mandalorian characters, and then other bounty hunters like Cad Bane and Bosk and whatnot. So it's kind of been like an umbrella for any Mandalorian characters, and it's been a thorn in a lot of people's sides because one big one is Bo-Katan has been in that group for many, many years, and she is clearly not a bounty hunter. So what I believe happened is with the influx of new costumes from the new show, they made an executive decision to say, all right, we're done with the whole bounty hunters thing, and we're going to now split the bounty hunters guild. The bounty hunters guild will remain as it is, but certain characters will now get a different designation. So instead of BH, which is bounty hunter, so I'm Boba Fett, I'm BH 81989. Heather, my wife, is Bo-Katan, BH 50507. Now I will still be BH 81989, but they're rebranding all of the Mandalorians that aren't bounty hunters into MWs, Mandalorian Warriors. So she's going to be MW 50507. And my thoughts on this are reading through the email that they sent to her. I believe the plan is to give this new designation so that they can start bringing in the new costumes from the show, because a lot of the characters have been sort of in this kind of gray area, good guys, bad guys, and it kind of slide all over the place, especially the main character. He's pretty much a good guy, and because we're bad guys, we can't have the costume. So my thoughts is they're creating this new designator so they can bring in more of the Din Djarin costumes like Chrome. They can bring in Bo-Katan and all the other Mandalorians who showed up.
Cool. That's a good
What's
idea.
funny is this has literally been in discussion for 10 years.
Yeah.
Since season 2 of the Clone Wars, when Death Watch first showed up, this has been in discussions.
Nobody took it seriously until, I guess, the end of season 1 of The Mandalorian.
More people watched The Mandalorian than watched Clone Wars when it first came out, apparently.
I believe it. I had a question about that. I've seen on YouTube and stuff that they'll have these long marches of Mandalorians, but none of them are most of them aren't any characters that we recognize. It looks like people create their own Mandalorian character. And some of them will be covered in fur. Some of them will be white, like snow versions. You got all sorts of different types. Is that anything to do with the actual 501st Legion? Or is that just a bunch of...
That's the Mando. That's the Mando.
Mandalorian mercs are their own thing.
Mando mercs are not like Bounty Hunters Guild, which is underneath 501st. That's just its own thing. Is it its own thing in the sense that the Rebel Legion is its own thing?
Yes.
Is it the same? Sorry.
The Mando mercs are a separate costume organization. They take the idea of the Mandalorians and they go in there and you create your own custom character. So you have your own, they have base templates that you have to have, but then you create your own paint scheme, your own accessories, everything.
So there
you
is
paint
some
your own
approval.
Nerf guns. Yeah.
Cool. That sounds like, has any of you guys thought about joining the Mandalorian mercs?
No.
It's crossed my mind, but what's the politically correct way to say this?
No.
Some of the Virginia Mandalorian mercs have a difference of opinion on how things should be handled than we do.
So it's more of a way of handling the organization itself.
Yeah. They're children of the watch, and we are not.
Okay, fair enough.
My biggest thing is like actually getting approved in the Mando mercs is totally arbitrary. So it depends really on the time of day that you apply, the day of the week. It's just you have such a wide variety of quality of costumes that get approved. Like some people will only approve these insanely high quality, like perfect costumes, and they want it to be a certain way. And then other times it's like, somebody slaps some Sintra on a black flight suit and puts a, toilet brush on their head, and then all of a sudden they're approved. So it's like, it doesn't, to me on the outside, it doesn't seem like there is a whole lot of quality control.
Now, we're not saying that that's, club wide. We're
Yeah.
just going off of what we've seen here in Virginia.
Yeah.
So they don't. Go ahead. Sorry.
I've seen some amazing Mandalorians. They're super intricate. They have layers. There's just looking at it, you're like, holy crap, they put a lot of time and a lot of effort into it, and it looks amazing. I have seen others that looks like they cut up a Rubbermaid bin, cut up a 5-gallon bucket from Home Depot, and slapped some paint on it, and wore some nursing scrubs.
Yeah. Well, how the Mandalorians, they have a whole entire, like you said, they've got their whole the mercs. Are they like the Rebel Legion and the 501st, where they actually are kind of overseen by Lucasfilm and
Yes.
Disney? They are?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, as much as they oversee us, they don't. They are among the 5 groups that are kind of like Lucasfilm. I don't want to say approved because that's not the right word. Sanctioned. It's 501st, Rebel Legion, Mando Mercs, R2 Builders, and the Dark Empire, and Saber Guild.
Saber Guild, yeah.
Yeah.
Dark Empire.
And Galactic Academy.
Galactic Academy, that's just for kids though.
Yeah.
Dark Empire is custom Sith characters.
Oh, cool.
Those groups, Lucasfilm acknowledges the level of professionalism that we have in both our costumes and how we organize and I can't talk.
It makes sense.
Handle ourselves at events. So they've kind of like, okay, if anything comes in that would fall into you guys, we're going to go to this group. We're not going to deal with Joe Bob Stormtrooper over here.
Gotcha.
If that makes any sense.
It does. It makes a lot of sense. I did not know that that there were that many groups that were actually sanctioned under, Lucasfilm and Disney and all that stuff. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I don't know if sanctioned is the right word, but I would say that we have sort of an understanding, or I don't even know if it's a written agreement.
A working relationship.
Yes.
Righto.
That's a good one.
Nice.
Now,
All right.
I would, before we get too far away from this, I would like to point out that under any other circumstances, somebody doesn't know what we're talking about. If you start the sentence off with, "My wife's a Bo-Katan," anywhere else it could be, "Are you trying to start a fight?"
Well, we have Star Wars fans here, so we all
Yeah.
understand.
I'm just saying, anybody outside of the group, "My wife's a Bo-Katan," you take that back.
Yeah, it's not English. It's something else. But well, I think that's about it for Legion news. Other than, of course, again, Peter, congratulations on your video, man. It's at 1,100 views now.
Woo!
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's
Are you
insane.
bribing people? What is?
No.
I don't know. It was just to get the squad together to make a video.
He's
That
got
was
the
just a
QR
trial.
code. He's got the QR code hanging in his break room at work.
You should do another one. You've got a few other. You've got the technician.
Yeah, the technician and the ATSD driver.
Yeah, dude.
Ooh,
both of those-
ATSD driver. I love that costume so much.
Dude, just break your record again. Bring in some
We'll
subscribers.
see.
That one's all soft goods. It shows off the goods.
Yeah. Yeah, it fits real nice. Real nice. In all the right places. All right, so moving on to our next segment. Top story. It's not the outro.
Excuse me, that's the wrong franchise.
I think I don't care.
All right, top news or top story. We've got The Mandalorian, episode 3 of the second season. Oh my God! What the heck? You know what? This episode is brought to you by Wayne Puckett. His skills. Oh my goodness.
Make it stop.
What am I gonna do? I don't even know what to do.
This is the best episode ever.
I'm glad you think so, because I'm stressing, dude.
Is that our outro music? No, it's all throughout.
It's the throughout
Peppered
music.
throughout the video.
Yeah, the throughout.
Oh,
What
man.
do I gotta do to cut?
Is it because I'm on?
It must be, Peter. It's just too much. That they can't handle your presence.
It's not a pay per play, so
Paper.
All right. So, okay, I don't think it's gonna play. All right. Episode
Yeah.
3 or chapter 12 or 11.
11.
11.
Chapter 11.
Yeah, 611. Yeah.
This was a wild. Excelled our expectations, I believe.
Oh yeah.
It looked
sure
so
did.
good. Everything felt right about this episode.
Mm.
So, Wayne, last time you did a pretty good job of going over the episode.
Well, I mean,
Not this time, though.
I'm not sure what you're asking of me here.
He wants a recap.
Yeah, come on. Give us another one of your sweet recaps.
Let's see what happened in this last one.
That's exactly what we want to know.
You got to see the touching reunion of Frog Lady and
Frog
Frog
Lady
Man, Frog
Yep.
Husband.
and their frog child.
And they arrive on.
And they consummated their relationship.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
You know, Paul actually watched this episode most recently. Maybe he should give the recap.
Yeah. Well, it was on Mon Calamari. They arrive.
No,
No,
Right.
Mm-mm.
they're
Trask.
not on Montgomery. They're
Right?
on Trask.
I'm
So
wrong.
there is Mon Calamari on the planet, but they are not on the planet Mon Cala.
Oh.
Have you ever watched Star Wars? It's a really popular movie series.
It's just not my night. It's not my squadcast.
You have a kid. It's okay.
Yeah, I could just
So
blame
they-
it on her.
So Mando takes Frog Lady to the planet Maine. So
Is that what it's called?
no, it's called Trask. It just looks like, those New England harbors that you always see. I
Really
expected
does.
to see like the Gordon's fishermen walking by or something like that.
Or a foghorn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they limp. The ship limps to the planet, barely making it. The opening, we'll call it a landing, is actually a homage to Apollo 11. No, Apollo 13. Sorry, wrong Apollo. The movie Apollo 13.
Wow.
What happened there?
Well, Apollo 13 has where they spoiler where they return to the planet, where they return to Earth. The landing sequence of the I don't know Apollo terms. The capsule
Yeah, capsule.
it's very similar because this episode was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. Her father, Ron Howard, directed Apollo 13. So it was just a nice little homage to her dad.
Nice. Very cool.
I haven't watched that movie in so many years.
Yeah, I saw it when it first came out.
Nice. Well, we lost Peter. I don't know if he if he left
So
on
this
his
is
own
boring.
accord, or if he was just like, okay, I guess I was here long enough. But I'll try to see if I can't get him back.
I think he's had internet problems because I saw his little bars up against his name. It was like orange and red.
Mm-hmm. That's
He
all
also
right.
lives in the year 1743, like
Yeah.
out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, we'll see if he sends us back another invitation.
Yeah, he has to hand write out the code and put it on a carrier pigeon, and that carrier pigeon carries it to the tower, and that's how we actually get the signal back.
Actually, I just got a message. He's trying to reconnect. We'll see how that goes. So,
Couldn't
anyways,
start the song.
we land there on the planet, not Mon Calamari. How's it?
Yeah.
How's it pronounced?
Trask. Well, the port is, at least that's what they say, is Trask.
Okay.
So they land there in the hilarious. I love. He's like screaming down. He comes right down to the bottom like he's gonna land. Then the engine goes right into the water.
Classic intro. You know what I noticed is that like the intro of almost every episode, Mando inadvertently, like kills somebody. Have you guys noticed that theme?
He's not good at what he does.
But
He's not a great pilot.
Even starting off this season, the intro, he starts off with dude up on the street lamp, and he doesn't kill him, but he shoots out the light and lets the whatevers get to him.
Yeah,
and then
he lets him die.
Then the next episode, he lets the guy have the jetpack, knowing well he's gonna send him up in the sky. He's gonna come on. And then I was waiting for it this time, but instead he kind of he got the short end of the stick.
Oh yeah, it was him this time.
Yeah. That's what I noticed that. Oh, here he is. He's back. Oh my God, we've got Peter back. Peter, are you here? You're connecting. I think we got him. He did not connect. Oh. What the heck? He just played our music.
No, he didn't.
You did that? Are you kidding me? Dude. Wayne, you can't do that.
I wrote the song. Of course,
There we go.
You're not the host.
You just broke Gunner's brain.
Man. Peter, are you back?
I am back.
Sweet. Okay, we got him.
Welcome back.
Awesome.
Lost connection somehow.
I was thinking of changing
okay.
the name of that song to Peter's Theme.
Peter's episode. Every time that Peter comes on, we're gonna have to get another outro because it's just gonna be Peter's theme music. You're gonna have to come on more often. So anyways, we're there. They step inside of like the diner, if you will, and gets a little info on where he can find another Mandalorian. Is that right? Does that sound right?
Yeah. So then he gets tricked onto a boat, and turns out more people just want to kill him and take his armor.
Yeah, those Quarians are real jerks.
Did they say that big creature? Did they say that was like a mother Quarren or a female Quarren, or did I mishear something?
No, it's like a mama cow or mana cow or something like that. I'd have to turn the captions on to see it. What exactly?
Okay. But when I watched it, like I think I was like I don't know, but I heard Mama Quarren or Mother Quarren. I was like, is that a female Quarren? Because I mean, I was thinking about it. I was like, we've never seen a female Quarren before, so.
Not that you know of.
Not that we know of. That's true.
Yeah. So, but so they, but in the nick of time, he's saved by what would you call them? Night Watch?
Death Watch.
Death Watch. Sorry. There's Night Owl.
Are they still Death Watch?
That's what I'm asking.
She would technically qualify as Death Watch because Death Watch, I think, got the ending of Clone Wars kind of splintered.
They disbanded.
What was Death Watch? Yeah, I think they're just Mandalorians now.
Gotcha.
But
now,
yes, Bo-Katan.
Yeah, everyone was so excited, and the armor looks so good. It's probably the best armor I've seen in the whole series, man.
Yep.
So good. It's so good. And
I'm kind of
Katie
jealous.
Sackhoff, oh my God. She kills it. She is so good.
Yes.
So good. Oh, thank God. But I'm starting to think at this point that the series is called The Mandalorian. We're probably going to get every Mandalorian that there is.
Yeah.
Seriously. I think by the end of the whole thing, we're going to see every single one that there is. At first, we were like, there's no way they're going to do it. But they're doing it.
There ain't many of them left.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe we'll get a flashback to Jango Fett.
That would be cool.
I wouldn't put it past him at this point.
Well, we already know Tamora Morrison's in the show, so.
It's true.
It's
Yeah.
true, yeah. So they get saved. They fly off. The Mandalorian doesn't really want their help, and then he gets jumped again in the streets, and he ends up hanging out with them, and that's when they get a job.
Yeah.
And it's a huge. What is that thing? It's like a.
It's a
Gozanti freighter.
Yeah. That thing was big. Dude.
I think that's the first time we've ever seen it in live action. We've only seen it in. We first saw it in Rebels, right? And then we saw it in Battlefront.
I don't remember if they're in Clone Wars. I don't think so.
One thing I really
you always see TIE fighters underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One thing I really liked about this episode was like the music. It was so cool and different. It was very techno. If you go back and watch that sequence when the ship takes off, and it's they're like, all right, we're hopping on this thing, and here we go. Like the music is super like, and it's not like anything you've ever heard in Star Wars before, but it's so appropriate and sounds so cool. And I think about that making of the Mandalorian episode with that Ludwig composer guy who did the music for the series, and he found a machine from the 70s that's it's like one of the rarest synthesizers, and only it can make these noises that we're hearing in the Mandalorian, which is so cool. It's not like guitar garage band and you know, something that everybody else is using. It's so unique, and you can hear it. It's awesome. So I picked up that whenever they were taking off, and then once they get up there and the clone troopers are hanging off the side, they look so good. What'd you say?
Stormtroopers.
What did I say?
They're not
Did I
clones.
say clones? Oh,
Clones.
I'm so excited about the clones.
Wayne was offended.
Twice in the same sentence. First off, he downs my music. He's all like, it's not like one of those guitar everybody's doing. Oh, I left troopers.
I said garage band. That's what I meant. I didn't mean to. I was gonna say guitar band, but then I was like, no, that's not a thing. It's garage band.
You can make your little 70s sounds. I have the song that will not go away.
I believe it. But
I loved how they did not need him to be there. They absolutely could have done that whole thing without him.
Yep.
Well,
I don't think.
Were they looking for him?
No.
How did they show up?
They saw him because of whoever that
was
was in the city that saw him let them know, hey, there's another one like you there. Since there's not that many anymore, of course they're going to go check it out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the other female Mandalorian, I don't remember her name. I always just call her Sasha Banks because she's the wrestler.
Yeah, she was the one in the cloak, just like in the Clone Wars series, which I didn't see until I saw a photo. You know, she's not wearing the helmet, but I saw the Clone Wars, and I was like, oh my goodness, they did wear those robes like that. Yeah. So I can't believe I didn't put that together, because people were saying crazy stuff like that's, you know, Ahsoka, which
no,
they're saying it was Sabine.
They were saying it's
Sabine. I told you from the beginning that was not Sabine.
Yeah, but that's what people were saying.
That's probably the one that I screwed that up. Yeah.
You know, but now that we've seen Bo, I wonder if we'll see Sabine in some other of those Rebels.
We're gonna see her. I bet Sabine's gonna be here because she's gonna be like, you know, an adult now, right?
That's true.
It'd be perfect timing.
This show's taking place. They've been a little fuzzy on the timelines.
Yeah, because I mean, really, how
5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Wouldn't Boba Fett be like really, really old? Because isn't Boba Fett a clone? No.
He doesn't have the accelerated aging.
He doesn't?
Yeah, so he's only
like... When did we find this out?
Episode 2.
Episode 2?
Attack of the Clones.
You have Disney Plus? Because they have those movies on there.
So he didn't... Where did we see that he was just like, oh yeah, he's a clone, but I no aging for him.
That's like literally what he said.
Oh.
Yeah. Han Wee tells Obi-Wan that was Jango's price. you can do this, but I want a clone baby, like unaltered.
Right.
Yeah, you said unaltered clone.
Gotcha. See, that's the problem with films that come out like during your generation when you're a kid, because it comes out when you're a kid and you think you know it all because you were there, you were a kid, and then you realize you didn't know jack and you didn't pay attention to anything. So I apologize, everyone. That's
You can go back and watch them.
that's what I'm saying. I think I
adult.
know it all. It's like, oh, I don't have to go back and watch them, but I clearly do, and I do go back and watch them, but I still miss those really important facts. That's just, got to do it. But anyways,
So if we're going to see Sabine on the show, we're about 5 years after Return of the Jedi. Presumably, her mission with Ahsoka to save Ezra has already been completed. Because that's how Rebels ends, spoiler, is Ahsoka and Sabine go off to go save Ezra, and it's after Return of the Jedi. We're implied
How cool would it be
reasonably close to the end of Return of the Jedi.
How cool would it be because they're looking for the Jedi, what if we don't only just find Ahsoka? What if it's Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra, just like the gang back together again? And Thrawn.
It's very possible. It's very possible.
That South Park meme of Randy just covered? Yeah, that would be all of Star Wars fandom.
We are getting too far away from the episode. So, anyways, they're kicking butt on they get inside after throwing off a few stormtroopers through the windshield, and
watching the three of them in action was awesome.
Yeah,
because they're just like full on like military precision, just drilling these stormtroopers left and right, and poor little Mando's like a lost puppy behind them.
It really is. But he does help with his Beskar. I believe he's got probably the fullest suit of armor there. So he takes that suicide run with the grenades and whatnot. And then they realize that the guy's gonna just blow up the ship thanks to Gideon. Because he's very loyal.
Pilots.
What's that?
Those poor pilots. They were like teenagers.
They're
that
really
was
young.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I dug Dollar Store. Crap. Had I not said anything, Dollar Store Lee Marvin did a really good job.
Dollar Store Lee Marvin. Tell me more, Wayne.
I don't know what that means.
The officer.
He's a TV character actor. He's been in everything.
Dude, he's awesome. He looks so sinister. He's like one of those characters like Steven Spielberg would use like as a villain, or George Lucas. But he just has that demeanor. The dude was pretty bad. But
if they were still making Indiana Jones film, he'd definitely been a great Nazi.
That's what I'm saying. He has that. He has that look. I mean, they're basically the same. The uniforms. I mean, the officers and the old SS.
I would like to do an officer.
Yeah, you should. The olive or the is they're black, full black officers.
There are black ones. Yeah.
There's black and there's olive.
Wayne, I think you look awesome in
I
olive.
think the highest you can do in black
to do
is
the olive.
Yeah, I think you can do olive, Wayne. Do it. I want to do it. I'd like to do a.
If I do, I'm just going to end up standing around at cons like this.
Yeah. That's all,
Was it just me or did the officer uniforms look weird? Like there was something they didn't quite look like they did in the original movies. Like they were like a different.
It didn't look like
type
it
of
fit very well. It was kind of like secondhand almost.
Yeah.
Maybe
It reminded me. It
That's
reminded
what
me
you
of.
see from the armors too, though. I mean, look at the biker scouts.
Right.
Tell me they didn't look secondhand.
All right, so they're fighting their way up there. They finally get there, and hey, dude, just like another kind of reference to Nazis and whatnot. The dude bites on a capsule. What do you call that? Like a pulse capsule. What we would now would be, or in our world, a cyanide capsule.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. Pretty. It just shows you how deep these guys are in the Empire and how they're willing to do anything for the Empire. It's really dark. It's really dark. He committed suicide.
Killed the other 2 officers, and then he was just ready to plummet this thing into the ground. Like, that is some insane level of loyalty.
Yeah.
And this is after the Empire's gone too.
Yeah.
Well, something's still there. They're loyal to somebody.
Yeah.
Empire is still there.
Yeah.
Well, the remnants of the Empire is still there. Just not the Emperor.
So yeah, that was pretty dark. But they end up getting, or the Mandalorian gets the information he wants, and everyone hears what they've hoped we would hear, is that we're gonna find Ahsoka Tano.
Yes. I can't believe they said the name.
I know.
I thought they were gonna tease it out and be like, "Well, I know somebody who's on this planet."
On Tatooine, he's watching over his nephew or something. No, that's who I thought. I thought it was gonna be Obi-Wan. I think I told Hannah. It's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be Obi-Wan.
No,
Obi-Wan has been dead for 5. Obi-Wan's been dead for 8 years at this point.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. This is after Return, but then once I started flashing back, I was like, no, they even Ahsoka was wearing the same headband as Bo in the
she got kind of
last
her
of Clone
pseudo
Wars, right?
Mandalorian armor.
Yeah, it's the last season of Clone Wars. So I can't believe I didn't think about that before. Whenever I first saw Bo, but I was so excited to see Bo. I was and Katie. I was like, woo! So good. And then I think after that, we go back. It turns out Baby Yoda didn't eat the little frog creature after all, or maybe he ate all of them. There's only one left. I was wondering where the rest of them are. I can't remember if they were still eggs in the little thing, but
I think just one hatched for right now.
Yeah, but it was a happy ending. It was a great episode. And
yes,
I think all of them have been good so far. So
the second one was meh, but it was a good lead into.
I've watched the second one more than any of the rest of them.
I've seen them all once.
Second one is good, but there's a few issues.
What you mean, space spiders?
No, spider part's cool. It's the there's some poor writing choices.
It just didn't seem like much happened in that episode.
Yeah, it was filler.
No, it's not filler.
Sure.
It's these are 2 halves.
They could have went straight to the planet instead of crashing on the snow thing.
But this shows that he's more or less a wanted man by the New Republic, so he's got to be careful where he's going. Pretty much everywhere he goes, someone wants to kill him or arrest him.
Right. But in the end, you see that he's actually kind of leans towards the rebels.
Yeah. But not very far.
No. Enough to where they let him live, but they don't necessarily rescue them, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, that's that episode. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I have a new costume to build.
What do you got?
Bo-Katan.
Oh. You do?
I'm not for me, but I'm going to build it.
For
my wife, as Borat would say.
I thought that your wife already had the Bo-Katan.
Yeah, she does, but it's not even half as cool as the realistic one. And it never.
Oh yeah.
The problem with the animated armor is that animated armor doesn't have any straps or any way to visibly attach anything. So everything is like
glued on
attached.
Spandex. Yeah, I've seen it in the CRL.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I could do better, but now with this way cooler kit, I'm just probably just gonna sell it and then use it to fund a realistic kit that I think would fit. It would fit her better anyway because she's like the armor is like really big and she's supposed to wear 2 belts, but she's so short that she can't even fit 2 belts between like the ab armor.
Right.
And like it's just.
Well, if you, they're probably going to have files for that soon. So if you need anything printed, let me know.
Yeah, they've already released a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm. All right, so moving on to our next top story, hopefully without the theme song. All right. It's a link that you sent, Paul, about the Galactic Star Cruiser. You've got a preview of the actual room, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, the expensive experience.
The expensive experience.
So yeah, the Galactic Star Cruiser hotel. Well, it's hotel. You can't really look at this as you would a normal hotel. This is closer to like what you'd look at like a cruise or something like that. This is a fully interactive, immersive experience.
Oh.
You are getting on this, and for I think it's 2 days and 3 nights or something like that, you are in the Star Wars universe. You are not in Florida at Disney World. No, you are in a galaxy far, far away on board this Star Cruiser. And there's interactive activities and things like that.
How much does it cost? That's what we really want to know.
It was, the initial price was like $3,000.
Yikes.
Ooh.
But yeah, this is like, you can't look at this as how you would look at a normal vacation. Yeah, I mean, so you see, that looks like what the inside of a spaceship in any sci-fi show or movie looks like.
Yeah, looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole, like, you are LARPing for 3 days, basically.
But
And
they still won't let me wear my armor in the park.
This is technically outside of the park. It connects to the park, so you have like special access to Batu or something like that.
Oh,
May
that's cool.
I introduce you to the concept of Disney bounding?
This is even more so, but I mean, because I think they even say they give you Star Wars style clothing to wear.
Oh, that's so cool. You know, what would be really terrible would be if they had some type of like attack or something and like, you know, and you know,
I would
people get
imagine
really
that's part of it.
stressed and they're like, they
You
actually
know
think
what would be
something
really,
wrong is
really
happening.
terrible? Coming on, being asked to be on a podcast and go through 3 segments, and not once has anybody ever asked your opinion on anything that we've talked about. That would be pretty horrific, I would think.
Are you putting this on me?
It's your podcast.
Okay, that's Paul said that before, and you, Wayne, have defended and said it's our podcast.
Oh no, this is your show. This is all of you.
I'll take all the blame.
Hey, Peter, what do you think about the hotel?
I think it's fantastic. It's amazing to see.
Would you spend
to get that
$3,000 to do it?
I don't know. That's a
anybody
big
could,
hurt
it's
to
Peter.
swallow.
Do we even
I
know
mean,
how much it costs? Is it $3,000?
Had that experience. $3,000 for a
It's
person.
estimated, I think. I don't know if that's an
Yeah,
official
per person.
price.
Per person?
I think so, yeah.
What do you expect? It's some kind of deal?
I mean, yeah.
This
That's
is
too much.
This is like a 24-hour experience. This is you're at a theater camp for Star Wars nerds.
Oh, well, hey, Evan, that's all you.
Oh, God.
Be just like the premiere. Well,
But I think it looks pretty cool. I'll never be able to experience it, but I think it looks pretty cool.
I'll just watch
I
some
will
of
watch somebody's YouTube video of it.
In the near future, one day.
Yeah. If great Aunt Gladys dies and leaves me her entire fortune.
Even then, I don't know.
I hope she doesn't watch this podcast.
Don't worry, she doesn't.
Her and everyone else. All right, moving on to our next topic. We're talking about some Star Wars literature, as in the High Republic.
Yeah, the book comes out in January. They changed the date. It's hard to keep up with dates because time has no meaning anymore.
I was in the comic book store and I glanced over at the what you call it, like the preview
Yeah.
catalog, and it was open right up to a, you know, blah 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 High Republic.
Yes.
Now, are they making a comic book series as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah.
It's going to be novels, YA novels, middle grade novels, comic books. They're hitting like every arm of the publishing company.
That's a good decision because I feel like I would like to see visually that High Republic.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more than it. I feel like the novels and the books are going to be great, but a comic book series would be really, really cool.
And I think they're each telling a different piece of the story. So like the comics will follow one group of characters, the novels will follow another group of characters, all kind of surrounding the same event, but you get from different angles. They'll connect and overlap, I'm sure.
Right.
I wonder if any of them are from the bad guy's point of view.
Possible.
They're supposed to be the
From
bad
the
guys are
High
supposed to be like
Republic?
space Vikings, right?
Yeah, they've gone into some of the bad guys, and they're unlike anything we've really seen
I
before.
like pirates.
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. And he's the one that got on to me. All right. So the next, because I mean, now you said that they've posted the chapters. That just means that we've got the titles of each chapter.
No, it's the first 8 chapters of the book.
So
Even though they'll put up like excerpts from a book, like, "Hey, read the first chapter," and the first taste is free. This is apparently they put up the first 8 chapters online, so you can start reading the book and kind of get a taste for what it is. It seems like because this is such a brand new part of the universe, it's all new characters, all new settings. We're not really dealing with anything familiar. I think they're really trying to get people hooked and
have
get 'em
Yoda
early.
there to tether you to Star Wars. Gotta have old Yoda.
No Empire, no Stormtroopers, nothing like that.
Yes, Yoda.
Yes, Yoda. All right.
Yoda,
well,
all the things.
There'll be some type of trooper, I guarantee you.
Are you at all interested in the High Republic, Peter? Is that anything you even heard about?
The comic series?
Or it in general?
There's the comics, the books, any of it.
I haven't got myself into it. No.
Yeah. We're all looking forward to it, so
Yeah.
We'll see. And we'll talk about it more on here, so maybe you won't have to get into it. You can just hear what horrible rendition we have to tell of.
Yeah, just listen to us.
You go read it and you're like, this is not at all what they were describing at all. It's much better than what they were describing. We have some squadrons updates. It's pretty cool if you play the game or at least have a console, which I do not either. Tell me about it, guys. Are you excited, or is it
I'm
just
super excited.
Is this what you bought the game for? To have
No.
updates and to look forward to fresh new content rather than a stagnant old game with the same crappy vehicles?
No, because I was kind of expecting that, as far as like, there's going to be balancing issues. There's going to be updates for that to fix, things, to tweak things like that. But to get a whole new map and 2 new ships that everybody was wanting for free, was not expecting that. But I'm most excited for custom matches and private matches, which is what we wanted to do anyway.
Right.
From day one. And you didn't get that, and people were like, it'd be nice if we had it. First update, okay, here you go. Sweet. That was nice. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, that'll get other people to go
Yeah,
ahead.
that was a
Because I'm
treat.
sure Oh, go ahead, Peter.
EA, if anything, I was expecting to have to download some type of slot machine and use my actual money and pull a handle just to possibly get it in a lottery system.
Were you gonna say something, Peter?
No, I said that was a treat
Oh yeah,
for all the fans.
right.
Yeah. Did you get
That's
that
one
yet,
thing.
Peter?
What was that?
Have you gotten the game yet?
I have. Yeah. I have, but I haven't subscribed yet to the online
Oh,
side. Yeah. I'm still working on that.
Yeah, I'm still working on the whole thing.
They said that part of the reason that they're putting this out is because they got such an overwhelmingly positive response from fans in the community.
It's a big community.
it's a big surprise. Star Wars fans and positive have not been in the same sentence for a while.
Yeah. Been about 20 years.
Is that the case in like video game development or just in general?
Both.
Yeah.
The uproar after Battlefront 2 was like absolutely insane. But that was a lot. It wasn't necessarily because of the game. It was the dumb lottery system like Wayne was
Right.
describing.
Battlefront 2
the way it was
an
described
apology
was-
to Battlefront 1.
With the response to Battlefront 2 is you would think that the head of EA personally went to everybody's house and kicked their puppy.
Yep.
Oh no. Don't do that. Well, shucks. They did a lot of, updates for Battlefront to
Yes, they did.
appease people.
Yeah, they definitely. I think they put their foot in their mouth after they realized people did not want this. They wanted a fun Star Wars game. They didn't want Call of Duty or whatever else. Like all the Call of Duty games I've played recently, you gotta get these loot boxes, and that's the only way you can get stuff. Like people didn't want that. They wanted cool Star Wars stuff, and then they were like, you know what? That's what we'll do. And then it got insanely popular. Like I remember seeing graphs of the amount of people playing. Like there was like a big Christmas update like last year, the year before, and the number of people playing was like quadruple the amount of people who played at launch, which is just insane for an online game.
Nice.
Yeah, it's when they start putting out all the Clone Wars content.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Everyone gets excited for the Clone Wars. That's like a whole other generation right there.
It's almost like clones are really cool.
Yeah,
That's true.
I get them confused with stormtroopers all the time.
Even when he's wearing them.
Yeah, yep. One day. Well, guys, I think that's about it for this week. Did you guys have any show and tell that you wanted to show off, or do you have anything you want to recommend?
I feel like we
Wow.
should make Peter show something off.
You feel like what?
Peter should show something off.
Oh yeah, Peter. What do you got? I should have warned you. No, you're on the spot. You working on anything cool? It doesn't necessarily have to be Star Wars related.
Did you get the scope on that gun?
Yeah, I did.
What did you use to attach it? What did you finally end up
I
getting?
used hang on, I think what are those? Twist ties.
Oh, nice.
Very small twist ties, and then an adhesive. It's like the adhesive piece, and then just loop the twisty tie, and then tie it on there. That's it. I'll actually show you.
Okay. Hey, look, Gunner, clones.
Wow, look at all those clones on that blanket. I love clones.
All right,
Clone
so
Wars
here it
doesn't have
is.
a clone.
I'm a
You can
clone
see
like
it.
that.
Nice. Okay.
Cool.
So you see
Dang, you can't even really tell.
the wire tie, or the whatever they're called, twist tie, wire ties, but you can see it.
Yeah.
But far away, you barely notice it. It's, it looks great on picture.
Cool.
So yeah, it's a Spaceball. The Spaceball Blaster.
The official name of it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Spaceballs the
Well,
blaster.
it's a yeah, Baseball's a blaster.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's neat. It's 3D printed, all of it except for certain parts that I worked on. Used styrene, polystyrene, and then some metal pieces just to make it look authentic. It's still not to scale because it was taken out from a file that, this guy decided, why not? Let's just make the file. And I think he wanted to use it for some sort of video game. And yeah, but it's, this part's it's like 2 inches short. This
Yeah, you
part
get
right
that
here.
a lot of times.
Yeah. So yeah, but I mean, I'm happy with it. Maybe in the near future, I can get someone to redo that file because I would like to make that rescale that, so
Definitely,
I can
we've got a
have
few people that can help you
a
there.
display. Oh yeah.
Yeah, right now I'm actually printing that gunner helmet, and it's actually going back quicker and easier than I thought it would, and with little material because I've done it before, except after I printed all of it and put it together, I realized it would only fit a child. So I've got the experience. It's just I have to make it larger, and the parts are actually easier to print when they're larger. And I've got the front dome, this dome, both the sides, both the tops, and then I'm printing the 2 back halves that create the dome.
Cool.
And I'll have the jaw
Cool.
and the scoop to print in the days to come. So that'll be a blast. I'm also working on a like an armory kind of deal, like the Razor Crest has in the Mandalorian, where he opens up the doors and it's just full of blasters and blaster rifles. And I bought those like floor puzzle piece together, tiles that you work out on or whatever. It's like the EVA foam, and I got it in gray, and I kind of did a little design, and I'm waiting for some fasteners and some brown straps to strap all these blasters and stuff I have on. That's a fun little project. I'll have to share some photos.
Sweet.
But yeah, that's fun. How about you guys? Anybody else working on something? Wayne,
I-
you're always working on something.
Well, I just had an idea actually. I'm thinking about Peter. We should get a piece of plywood and cut you out a big pick, so you could drag that around in at cons and such.
Yeah, the plan is to make this pick. Well, we'll see. I mean, there's so many different type of materials. I've spoken with a few folks on making this pick happen and make it to scale, of course.
Yeah, I want to see
And
this pick.
people can actually take pictures.
Very cool. Very cool.
So we'll see. That's in the near future. I don't know when, but yeah.
Oh, we'll
There's
know.
some, like I said, there's
We'll
some
share some pictures.
materials. Oh yeah, no, without a doubt.
All right. Well, Paul, nothing. You're not working on anything?
I'm still working on Rex. Hopefully I'll have something
yeah.
that will look halfway decent to show soon.
That's right.
Nowhere near finished, but
I've got these for you.
and for recommendations, everybody needs to watch the Lego Holiday Special because it was
yeah, I have not seen that yet.
Yeah, me either. Ooh.
nice.
It's okay. You're gonna have to do some sanding. It's not
Meh,
but
that's fine.
it's definitely.
Which means I'm going to have to do some sanding.
That's right. Well, that
I'm fine
means
with
someone
that.
is going to volunteer to sand for you. But I cleaned most of it up. It's just got a little bit of.
Yeah.
Wet sanding will do a great job with that.
Oh yeah, I'll make some.
One gray and one's
more.
black.
Yep, I was running out of filament, but I was like, I felt pressured to get it done for Paul. I did not have any reason to do that, but I was like, I gotta have it for him now, so I printed him with a gray one. But I knew he would end up
They're gonna
sanding
get-
it.
They're gonna get painted anyways.
Yeah, exactly. It does not matter. Gray is just as strong as black.
Mm.
Hopefully, you printed the gray one first, because once you go black, you never go back.
Right. Yeah.
Boo.
Actually, I did, and I'm still on the black. The black's the best. It really is. The reason actually that the black is the best to print out of is because if you're sanding anything, there's the most contrast between what you sanded and what you haven't sanded. So if you are sanding something that's blue or gray, when you sand it, it doesn't look as much, and it's not as contrast as the rest of the PLA. Whereas the black, when you sand it, it turns like gray almost. So you're like, oh, I know I sanded there. And so you don't, there's like, if you ever do white, never, ever print white if you're going to sand. If you're going to sand the whole thing, have it a color so you can see where you're sanding. Because when it's white, you can't tell where the heck you sanded. So that's a little advice for you guys out there. But anyways, guys, I think that about does it for this episode. So we can finally play our outro music.
Properly.
Yeah, it's in the middle of it, so perfect. That's great. Let's see if we can restart it.
So the one time we do need it, it's in the middle of the song
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on, and thank you for listening, watching. Check us out on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. Also got Here's Some Tyrannus Instagram account. Check us out on 501stlegion.com. Is that correct, Paul?
Sure. Whatever.
Type that in, and you'll find it somehow. So join the 501st. And thank you guys, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.